Your body makes a decision before your feet touch the floor each morning. That decision determines if you burn fat or store it today. Most people think weight gain comes from food choices alone, but the real trigger happens long before your first bite of food. Before 9 a.m. tomorrow, millions will activate their fat storage switch. They will do this without eating a single donut or piece of cake. No junk food, no cheating, just one completely normal morning habit. This habit quietly increases insulin resistance and raises your cortisol levels. It makes fat loss feel impossible no matter how hard you try. What I am about to share has almost nothing to do with calories. It has almost nothing to do with exercise or your workout routine. Everything depends on the first 60 minutes after you open your eyes. Within minutes, your metabolism makes a critical life changing decision. It decides whether today is the day to burn stored body fat, or whether it should protect every pound you are carrying right now. Most people unknowingly send the wrong signals to their metabolism daily. They do this before they even brush their teeth each morning. I will show you 7 morning mistakes that silently store belly fat. One of these mistakes is actually considered healthy by most people. Wellness influencers on TikTok actively recommend this seemingly healthy habit. The last mistake is the hidden villain tying everything together perfectly. Once you learn this, you will never view mornings the same way again. Stay with me until the end for the exact fat burning routine. I personally use this routine to flip your biological switch daily. Let us start with a quick gut check right now. Answer these questions honestly inside your head before we continue. Do you wake up tired after a full night of sleep? Do you need coffee just to function like a normal human being? Do you crash around 2 p.m. and start craving sugar immediately? Do you carry stubborn belly fat that never moves no matter what? Are you hungry just 2 to 3 hours after eating a meal? If you answered yes to even a few of these questions, I would bet money you are making the same mistakes I made. But here is the good news. None of this is your fault. You were never taught how to correct these morning patterns properly. Let us begin with mistake number 1, checking your phone immediately. Be honest, your phone serves as your alarm clock every single day. Your hand instinctively grabs it the moment you wake up. Then you catch yourself scrolling through emails, texts, and social media. The news tells you the world is burning down around you. Your brain cannot distinguish between a notification and a real threat. It only sees stimulation, urgency, and stress before you stand up. There is a hormone that naturally spikes 30 to 45 minutes after waking. This is called the cortisol awakening response, and it is essential. It acts as your body's built-in jumpstart mechanism every morning. The problem starts when you pile artificial stress on top of it. In February 2025, researchers published a fascinating study on this topic. The study appeared in the journal PNAS Nexus last year. They asked people to block mobile internet on their phones completely. They did this for just 2 weeks, only 14 days total. That single change improved sustained attention, mental health, and well being significantly. Their attention scores improved as if reversing a decade of decline. Removing phone stress did that much good in just 2 weeks. Now flip that around and think about your current morning routine. What is staring at your phone every morning doing to your body? It spikes your stress hormones and destroys your focus completely. Yes, it even impacts your waistline more than you realize. When you do this, you walk into survival mode on purpose. Survival mode and fat burning mode are completely different things. Fat around your organs is called visceral fat, and it is dangerous. This type of fat looks like a 5-pound blob of jelly. Cortisol receptor sites are triple in your belly fat specifically. That is exactly why doctors call it cortisol belly over time. I get on my wife about this every single morning. She tends to grab her phone before anything else each day. She does not really listen to my advice about this habit. Maybe she will watch this video and finally understand the problem. Now, let us move to mistake number 2, drinking coffee before water. When you wake up, your body is severely dehydrated every morning. You just went 7, 8, or 9 hours without any water. You were breathing out moisture the entire time you slept. This means your blood is literally thicker in the morning hours. So what do most people reach for first thing in the morning? They reach for coffee instead of water, completely backwards. They pour a stimulant on an already stressed and dehydrated system. It is like throwing gasoline on a fire and wondering why. You feel jittery and starving by 10 a.m. without understanding why. I am not anti coffee. I actually love coffee very much, but I am against coffee as your first input in the morning. Even mild dehydration messes with your energy and mood significantly. It also affects how hungry you feel throughout the entire day. Much of what people call hunger at 11 a.m. is actually thirst. Thirst wears a costume and tricks you into eating more food. Water first with minerals, then your coffee a little later. I will give you the exact best timing for that coffee. That timing changes everything about how your day feels completely. Mistake number 3, never getting morning sunlight exposure at all. This is one of the most underrated items on this entire list, and this one is completely free for everyone to do. Your body runs on an internal clock scientists call the circadian rhythm. This clock controls when you release cortisol and melatonin each day. Here is the kicker, it also controls insulin sensitivity throughout the day. Insulin is the only fat storage hormone inside your entire body. About 93% of Americans are insulin resistant right now. A big part of this comes from a disrupted circadian rhythm. Most people never set that clock properly when they wake up. They roll out of bed and walk around houses lit by bulbs. They drive to work or sit behind computer screens all day long. Their body never gets the signal that daytime has actually started. Research shows people getting natural sunlight have lower fasting insulin levels. This holds true even after accounting for body fat and seasons. Your body handles sugar and carbohydrates better with proper light exposure. The opposite happens when researchers expose people to evening light. Bright light at the wrong time increases insulin resistance significantly. It can spike your blood sugar higher after eating a meal. Light is not just about mood, it is a blood sugar tool. It is a fat loss tool that almost nobody uses correctly. Get 10 to 30 minutes of real sunlight in your eyes. Take off your sunglasses and let the light hit your retinas. That is the whole hack right there. It is incredibly simple. Your grandmother did this without even knowing why it worked. If you have a dog, this becomes the perfect morning routine. Go walk your dog outside first thing in the morning daily. That is exactly what I do to get my sunlight exposure. Now, mistake number 4, eating a healthy, high carbohydrate breakfast immediately. This one is going to sting because you have been told otherwise. You have heard this is healthy your entire life from everyone. Cereal, oatmeal, whole grain toast, and yogurt with fruit at the bottom, granola orange juice, and healthy muffins from your favorite coffee shop. The average breakfast is dessert disguised as health food completely. When you wake up, your blood sugar is stable and calm. But eating a pile of carbohydrates spikes your blood sugar dramatically. Your pancreas releases insulin to deal with that extra sugar. When insulin is high, you are storing fat, not burning it. Then an hour and a half later, your blood sugar crashes hard. That crash feels like shakiness, fogginess, and brain fog together. Your brain tells your body to go get more carbs immediately. So you grab another snack, and the roller coaster continues endlessly. You remain in fat storage mode from morning until nighttime consistently. Now, here is the flip side, and share this with someone. A study from the University of Missouri used fMRI brain scans. They fed young people a high-protein breakfast and watched their brains. The protein breakfast reduced brain signals tied to food cravings. It was not willpower, it was actual brain activity changing completely. They literally wanted less junk food for hours after that meal. In another study, women eating protein breakfast lost significantly more weight. They shaved more off their waist circumference in just 8 weeks. Same calories, different first meal made all the difference completely. The issue is not eating breakfast, but what you put in. Protein first changes the entire trajectory of your day ahead. We will get to the how in just a minute right now. But first, let us get to mistake number 5 right now, eating too soon after you wake up every single morning. This one is subtle and connected to the previous mistake completely. Most people wake up and eat within 5 to 15 minutes. They never give their body a window to tap into fat. Overnight, while you slept, your insulin came down significantly. Your body finally started tapping into stored body fat for fuel. That is the good window you want to extend further. But when you eat immediately, especially carbohydrates, insulin spikes hard. That fat burning window gets slammed shut before you leave home. You shut off fat burning before heading out the door daily. Then you do it again tomorrow and the next day repeatedly. This is not about starving yourself or doing some extreme fasting. It is simply about not sprinting to the fridge immediately. Just push your first meal back a little bit carefully. Hydrate, get sunshine, and hopefully move your body first thing. Go for a short walk before you eat anything at all. This lets your body stay in fat burning mode longer. Most people have never given their body that chance ever, but we are going to fix that problem starting right now. Mistake number 6, sitting down right after you eat breakfast. You eat breakfast, then you do what everybody does normally. You sit at your desk in your car or couch. While you are sitting still, glucose floats in your bloodstream. It has nowhere to go, so insulin keeps climbing higher. Insulin forces that glucose into fat storage around your belly. A study in diabetes care took older adults at risk. They had them take 3 short, 15-minute walks daily. One walk after each meal, just 15 minutes each time. Those 3 little walks controlled blood sugar over 24 hours. They worked as well as one long 45-minute walk. It was the after meal walk that created the magic effect. Another study showed walking after meals lowered blood sugar significantly more. Same amount of walking, but better timing gave better results. Here is why this works, and it is the cool part. When your muscles contract during a light, gentle walk, they pull glucose out of your blood without needing insulin. It acts like a sponge to absorb the extra glucose completely. You clear glucose through a side door without insulin permission. Simply walk 10 to 15 minutes after eating your meal. That is it. This is the single easiest win available, and you could start this tomorrow morning without any excuses. Mistake number 7, starting the day in full survival mode. This is the master villain behind all the other mistakes combined. Phone in your face, coffee first on an empty stomach, rushing, skipping light, listening to news, getting stuck in traffic, notifications buzzing your entire morning without any pause whatsoever. Your body does not know you are just late for a meeting. It reads all these stressors as one thing, danger, run immediately. So it floods you with cortisol and keeps it high all day. Chronically high cortisol does something very specific to your body. It tells your metabolism to store fat in one specific spot, around your organs, heart, kidneys, liver, pancreas, and vital systems. This is called visceral fat, and it is like a parasite. It is the most dangerous type of fat linked to inflammation. It connects to cancer, heart disease, and metabolic syndrome conditions. Survival mode is not the same thing as fat burning mode. Your body will never let go of fat when chased. It just will not, because survival is the number one priority. Why would it burn fat when it thinks it needs energy? If your whole morning is one huge stress signal after another, you are telling your body to hold every pound of fat. Then we blame ourselves for not having enough willpower or discipline. It was never about willpower or discipline at any point. Now stop and notice something as we go back through everything. Not one of these 7 mistakes was about overeating food. Not one was about junk food or poor food choices. Not even one was about exercise or physical activity levels. All of them happen before breakfast, before calories, before the day starts. Your metabolism is not broken and your body is not betraying you. It is doing exactly what it is designed to do. It responds to the signals you hand it every single morning. The moment you change the signals, your body changes its answer. You are not fighting your biology. You accidentally voted against yourself. You did this before 9 a.m. without even realizing it daily. So let us flip every vote and change your morning completely. Here is the exact routine with 7 steps to follow. One step for each of the mistakes I have outlined today. You can do this whole routine within your first hour awake. Step 1. No phone for at least the first 30 minutes. Let your natural cortisol rise, do its job without extra stress. Your nervous system wakes up calm instead of worried or concerned. Just 30 minutes, your inbox will survive, I promise you. Step 2. Drink water with minerals before anything else enters. Hydrate before you caffeinate and rehydrate before you stimulate. A big glass of water with a pinch of high-quality salt, or use an unflavored electrolyte mix without any added sugar. This alone kills surprising hunger you feel mid-morning completely. Step 3. Get sunlight in your eyes within 30 minutes. Step outside without sunglasses for 10 to 30 minutes minimum. Even if it is overcast, you will still benefit significantly. You are setting the clock that controls insulin sensitivity and energy. This also controls your sleep tonight, and it is free. Step 4. Take a 10 to 15-minute walk outside. You might as well move while getting that morning light. You are stacking two powerful wins at the same exact time. If you walk after your first meal of the day, you pull glucose out through that insulin-free side door. Step 5. Delay your caffeine for at least 90 minutes. Wait to have your cup of coffee after waking up. Get your water minerals light and movement completed first thing. Then, when you have coffee an hour and a half later, that coffee gives you more bang for its buck significantly. It provides more sustainable energy throughout the rest of your day. By then, cortisol begins to taper down naturally and smoothly. Your body maximizes the caffeine benefits at that perfect time. Step 6. When you have your first meal of the day. Whether breakfast or lunch, if you practice intermittent fasting, make sure it is protein first. Build around that protein. Eggs with the yolk and half an avocado works perfectly, or a high-quality protein shake, whatever fits your lifestyle. When you do this, you blunt the blood sugar roller coaster. You quietly shut down craving signals in your brain for hours. Aim for at least 30 grams of protein at that meal. This is the difference between chasing food all day or forgetting it. Step 7. Build a calm nervous system before starting work. Take a few slow breaths through your nose deeply. Spend a minute of quietness before the day grabs you. Whatever gets you out of survival mode before work begins. Remember, survival mode and fat burning mode cannot coexist together. For every step, you answer one question for your body clearly. Are we safe or are we burning fat right now? When the answer is safe, fat loss stops being a fight. Now, here is something most people never hear about this. Let us say you actually do everything we talked about today. You stop checking your phone first thing in the morning. You get your sunlight hydrate walk and delay caffeine properly. You start eating protein first, and you are doing fantastic. You are finally sending your body the right signals every day. But there is another piece to this puzzle completely. The signals are about half of the equation for success. The other half is giving your body the right fuel. After age 30, most people start running into trouble here. Your body's natural creatine production gradually declines as you age, which means energy, metabolic health, and muscle maintenance become harder. Brain performance and healthy aging all become more difficult. It is not because your metabolism is suddenly broken completely. It is not because aging automatically means decline and loss. Your body simply has less of this key compound naturally. That is why I personally take creatine every single day. But not just any creatine, the one from Myoscience specifically. It is called micronized creatine monohydrate from German Creapure sources. Supplements do not replace the healthy habits we spoke about. Those morning habits create the signal for your body, but creatine helps answer the signal more efficiently and effectively. The sunlight says create more energy for your cells. The walk says use glucose more efficiently right now. The protein says maintain and build muscle tissue properly. Creatine supports the cellular energy needed for all this. That is why it became part of my morning routine. I take 1 scoop a day, which is 5 grams total. I put it in my water with minerals every single morning. Sometimes I put it in my coffee without any problems. It takes a few seconds, and then I am completely done. The beautiful thing is one of the biggest predictors of leanness. As you age, it is not cardio that matters most. It is the muscle mass you have maintained over time. Muscle is your metabolic engine where glucose gets stored. It is where energy gets produced for your entire body. It is one of the biggest defenses against age-related weight gain. That is exactly why creatine is so heavily researched worldwide. There are over 6,000 published studies on creatine currently. I could take 5 hours to go over every single study. Just kidding, but the studies show benefits for strength recovery, healthy aging brain function, and overall metabolic health significantly. But not all creatine is created equal by any means. About 90% of creatine supplements come from China. They are contaminated with fillers and do not deliver results. If you want the exact creatine I use and recommend, click the first link in the description box below now, or if you are watching on YouTube, scan the QR code. Myoscience has given my community an exclusive offer today. You get 20% off your creatine purchase right now. I do not know how long they keep this discount available. Hopefully, you see this in time to take advantage. What I love about Myoscience is the German Creapure Creatine. It is third-party tested with no contaminants, fillers, or junk. Because this one is micronized, it is easier on digestion. The most common complaint about creatine is feeling bloated. That does not happen with micronized creatine at all. When you go to that link, you will see their product. You can choose subscribe and save or one-time purchase. Add to cart, and the coupon code applies automatically. If you are over 40, there is one more thing. I personally pair this creatine with vitamin D3 and K2. Creatine supports the engine, and vitamin D supports signals. It is one of my favorite anti-aging combinations available. You can just add it to the cart like I do. The coupon code applies to your entire order, by the way. Every order from Myoscience has a money-back guarantee. There is really no risk, so try it for 30 days. Watch what it does for your energy recovery and muscle. Most importantly, notice how you feel after taking it daily. Click the first link in the description box below now, or scan the QR code on the screen to get it. But let me leave you with this important final thought. You are not lazy, and you are not broken at all. Your metabolism is not secretly working against you ever. Your body has been doing what it is designed to do. It responds to the signals you have given it daily. You change the signal and you get a different response. The phone, the coffee, no sunlight, high carbs, no movement. All of this is stress on top of more stress. All of those send signals to your body to store fat. Change the signal and fat loss stops being a battle. Try this routine with at least one tip for 7 days. Then come back and let me know how it went. Comment below and share your experience with the community if you want to take this to the next level completely. I have a brand new book coming out called Keto Flex Revised. This book has a 45-day plan designed carefully. It helps lower inflammation, lower insulin, and tap into belly fat. There are dietary food swaps and fasting protocols explained clearly. It shows how to practice keto and fasting the right way, customized for men versus women with different hormonal needs. There is an entire chapter for women with menstrual cycles. There is a chapter for postmenopausal women as well. There is a section on how diabetics approach this plan. There is a section on how men should do it differently. There are troubleshooting tips and fat-burning recipes included. This book comes out July 21st. Mark your calendar. You can pre-order it today on multiple platforms available. Paperback, Kindle, Audible, and Spotify all have it ready. I narrated the entire Audible version myself personally. For anyone who pre-orders today, we give exclusive bonuses. Number 1 is a Keto Flex Jumpstart Guide emailed immediately. Number 2 is an exclusive PDF and audio series too. You can get started before you even receive the book. Go to ketolexbook.com or scan the QR code on screen, or click the second link in the description box below. Pre-order the book and get your free bonuses right now. If this lesson reframed how you see your body today, share it with one person who has been blaming themselves. Send it to them right now, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this lesson, I just published another video. It covers 400 milligrams of a nutrient that lowers cortisol. It helps you get quality fat-burning sleep at night. It prevents you from getting up to pee constantly. Here's a clip from that lesson you might enjoy. Then click the video on the screen coming up now. I will see you in that next lesson very soon. Because this is not a sleep problem, it is hormonal. You have two opposing hormones, cortisol and melatonin, working. Cortisol is a morning hormone and melatonin is nighttime. They cannot coexist. When one rises, the other decreases. Now here is what triggers that 2 to 3 a.m. waking. Click the video on screen to fix that problem tonight.